All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shakti from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another edifying sit down. And we got this young lady on here. Even though it's neither here nor there, I personally think this chick is a Jake. But nonetheless, she's expressing her feelings about how Generation No Hope can't cope, as I call them. How you have these young people in this day and age that have absolutely no respect and regard for anybody. No, not a teacher, no adults, no parents, no other fit, just nothing. Like this is a day and age where you got a whole bunch of young people who just don't give a shit about anything. Excuse my language. All right. And this woman is about to express her concerns over an event that I perceived that she was at. So we'll let this play and get some scripture.
And I mean, I can't even human anymore. Y'all are so sickening. So I just came from a school function, right? And when I tell you, these are the most disrespectful kids I have ever seen in my life. I honestly, teachers, I don't know how you do it, because I was sitting there rocking like I was trying to make myself stay seated because I was about to snatch some folks' kids up. Like, I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. And I tell you, these are 4th and 5th graders, old enough to know how to shut up and sit down and listen. Do you think they did it? No. Do you think their parents made them do it? Absolutely not. They let them just run fucking wild in the middle of this assembly. You have teachers up here trying to speak. You have administrators trying to speak. And you know what's going on? These kids are running around the back playing, talking loud on the cell phone. Like there is not anybody anywhere trying to give a damn presentation. And I don't care how many times the administrator said, can everyone please take your seats? Can everyone please get off your phones? Can everybody please quiet down? Can everyone please be respectful of the people standing before you? Nobody did it. Not one parent was like, hey, can you come sit your ass down so these people can talk? Nope, they did not. They let these children just run the fucking show. I know this is what goes on with these teachers, and my heart just goes out to you because, I mean, I was literally about to lose my mind. So what took the cake was, while they're up there trying to do this presentation, this child in the back is on her cell phone, and I mean, she's arguing. Had to be, like I said, 4th or 5th grader. She's arguing on her cell phone. Well, the mother does not move. She's just sitting there. So somebody, I don't know if it was a teacher or an administrator, I'm not sure who the person was. They go over and tap the young lady on the phone. And they're like, hey, can you get off the phone? She turns around and she starts yelling at this person. This is my phone. I can talk on my phone if I want to. I am not in class. I can talk if I want to. The fuck? So now, what is the most ridiculous thing of all? The parent who has not opened her mouth one damn time while these people are asking people to be quiet, blah, 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 can you please calm down? Can you please get off your cell phones? Has not fucking moved. But as soon as somebody tapped that little silly ass fucking girl on her shoulder and said, hey, can you quiet down? They're trying to do a presentation. Oh, here comes the fucking mother. Don't bother her. She's not in class. She has a right to be on her phone. So fucking stupid. But I love whoever it was. Like I said, teacher, administrator. My hat goes off to you. She was like, look. She was like, we're in the middle of a presentation. If you or your child cannot calm down, you can both leave out the door, because we're not going to continue with this. We need to have it quiet so that the people who are trying to listen can hear. Oh, the mother was mad, but I tell you what, she piped her little silly ass down. And the little girl walked right on out the door. The mother was looking crazy. Little girl walked right out the door. So at first the mother sit down. Well, when she realized the little girl didn't come back, then she got up and walked out too. Y'all are so fucking stupid. It will never be a time that my child will run me. Like, that is the craziest shit. You are here at this meeting to try to get some information that you need, but you can't shut up long enough to get it. Like I said, I'm just oblivious to what is going on in parenting. No, what is really is there's no parenting going on. The kids are just running this show. And I am so confused. Like I said, teachers, honey, my hat goes off to you. I couldn't do it. I could not do your job. I see why these children can't read. I see why they are so far behind. I see why they are just dumb as a box of fucking rocks. Because they can't shut the fuck up and listen long enough to grasp what the fuck is going on. And the parents are not teaching them anything. So this generation is just lost and fucking confused. And what is more disheartening to me is that one day these are going to be the future leaders of this damn country. And I promise you, they probably can't even write out their fucking ABCs. That's how stupid they are. And they think this shit is cute. The only thing they care about is a fucking cell phone, running their damn mouth, social media. Dumb as a box of fucking rocks. But parents, thank yourselves. Take a bow. Y'all have created this bullshit right here.
Generation no hope can't cope. And it's true. All right. And this is why you have a culture of people that do not like to be held accountable for anything because they were raised by deadbeat ass parents who didn't hold them accountable for anything. Now we know there's a very huge possibility that many of these children are raised in single parent households where the child or children don't have full access or if any access to the father. So what do you have? Children that are growing up in households with a dumbass mom with no common sense who believes she can do whatever the hell she want to do. And then guess what? The children come out the same way. Like she said, dumb as a box of fucking rocks. No common sense, no respect. Can't tell them what to do and don't believe they should be held accountable for anything. And that's the world that we live in. A bunch of weak-minded, weak-bodied, spiritually weak people. All right, just a bunch of damn brute beast. But even the scripture talks about that. You know? Nope, it's 2 Timothy 3:1. And it says, this know also that in the last days, which we are in, it says perilous times shall come. Let's look up that word perilous.
Strong's G 5467. Chalepas. Chalepas.
Chalepas. Hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. So in the last days, it says that there are going to be times that are going to be dangerous, troublesome, and hard to bear. It says, why? For men shall be lovers of their own selves. Like she said, they only care about themselves, their cell phone, and social media. Covetous, boasters, proud. All right. This generation is more proud than any generation I've seen before. All right. And don't know shit. Like she said, they probably can't even spell out the alphabets, can't spell their name. We're growing up in a generation where the majority of the people do not know how to write in cursive. And if you ask them that, they probably wouldn't know what the hell you're talking about. Okay, it says blasphemers, disobedient to parents, right? Because you have to remember everything starts at home. Now, if you have children that are in a household where they're not obeying the parent and the parent's supposed to be the authority figure, then what do you think is going to happen when these brute beasts get out in public? They're not going to obey anybody else, whether it's the principal, whether it's the teacher, whether it's the security guard, the police, the lawyers, the judge. Hey, these people just don't give a damn. And see, this is why such harsh judgments are being put on these folks. Okay? Because as the scripture says, these folks are walking on in great pride. Like the woman said, she didn't grow up in no time where children were leading the family. No, she said she was like, no. She's like, no, I will not have a child running me. Absolutely not. And I remember growing up because I'm 43. I grew up in the 80s. You didn't see that. Every blue moon, you would see a child like that. But after you saw that child for a while, that behavior stopped real quick because somebody done tagged his behind real good or on multiple occasions. And him and her, or what the family member did, they embarrassed them. They put them in front of the whole class or the church congregation and revealed all their dirty laundry. That's the day and age that I grew up in, where everybody snitched on you. If you was doing some bullshit that you didn't have no business doing, hey man, the teacher was snitching on you, the reverend was snitching on you, the best friends were snitching on you. Not your best friends, but your parents' best friends, okay? Grandma snitching on you, the next door neighbor snitch, everybody snitching on you, okay? Because they knew that behavior that the child was exhibiting was not morally right. And if that behavior were to continue, it would have a bad influence on everybody else who would see it because they would think, well, wow, this guy doesn't get in trouble. I wanted to do stuff like that, or maybe I can get away with doing stuff. No, no, no. That's why all those adults was snitching on you because it's like that's behavior that is not morally right. And two, they knew your parents. So it was like, we know your parents are upstanding people. So we don't even know why you acting like a fucking knucklehead. But I tell you one thing, we about to go snitch on you. And see, even the Bible talks about that. And I'm gonna get back to this that Timothy. Let me see if I need to start here. It's kind of the one I want, but there is a point in there that I do want to make. Even though it's talking specifically about uh, a damsel and the whole grape thing, there's still a good principle to be pointed out in here. Deuteronomy 22:20. But if this thing be true and the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones, that she die, because she had wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house. So shalt thou put evil away from among you. If a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel. If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, and a man find her in the city, and he lie with her, then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones, that they die. The damsel, because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife. So thou shalt put away evil from among you. Okay? And let me find the other one. I'm trying to find the one where it talks about if you have a hard-headed son. Let me put this on pause and find it. All right, excellent. It's in the chapter before this, 21 and 18. It says, if a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him will not hearken unto him, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out to the elders of his city, and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. And if a man have committed a sin worthy of death, and he be put to death, and thou hang him on it, well, that's the end of that. All right. But the point in Deuteronomy 21 and Deuteronomy 22, the whole purpose is to put away evil so it does not spread. Okay. That's why people back in the day snitched on you. That's why the behavior that you see today was not tolerated back then. All right. Because parents actually parent. But now, since they don't like to parent, as we get back into this 2 Timothy 2 and 3, it says, proud blasphemers, disobedient to parents. Bitch got up and walked out. Unthankful, unholy. It says, without natural affection. A 10-year-old girl, because she said they were in the 4th or 5th grade, so this chick had to be about 10 or 11. But nonetheless, you had a young girl that had no problem telling another grown ass adult what she is not going to do in front of her mother. Like I said, I grew up in a time where if something like that happened, you would probably see that child get the taste smacked out of their mouth right in front of everybody. Oh, but see, in this day and age, why did you do this? Now I got to call DCFS. That's child abuse. No, it's not. It's correct and fine, like the scripture says. Let me get that. And it's turning out longer than I wanted to, but that's okay. Ecclesiasticus 30 and 9. It says, "Conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness. Laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end. Give him no liberty in his youth, and wink not at his follies." All right. So that little shit that seems cool when they young, certain things, like obviously this is a young child, like with their 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. I mean, we understand things like that. But it's even as I tell my son, hey man, the shit that's cool, I don't say shit, but the shit that's cool when you were 3 is not going to be cool when you 4. And the stuff that's cool when you was 4 is not going to be cool when you 5. And then there's certain things that regardless of his age, that's completely out of order. Man, I check it right on the scene. All right. Because as we just read, when you let that type of behavior continue, all right, it grows into something that eventually becomes unmanageable. And then, as the scripture says, you got a rebellious, prideful as disrespectful child. Okay, let's get back into that 2 Timothy 3. Okay, so it says, "Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent fears, despisers of those that are good." These niggas, as the scripture says, wise to do evil, but to do good they know not. It says, "Traitors, heady, high-minded, prideful, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High." Right. Everything's about, like she said, about themselves, about the cell phone, about social media, about clothes, about the parties, who's fucking who's driving what type of car, who's going out with this person. I mean, just things that are completely irrelevant, that quite frankly shouldn't even be spoken of with children that age. And because many of you people are not spiritual, you don't understand that this is the reason why so many of these young children are getting horribly judged by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You all look at these scenarios with these 7, 8-year-old children, like little Tanisha Johnson caught 2 stray bullets in the head on the drive-by that wasn't meant for her. No, it was meant for her. It was definitely meant for her, because these are the same children that you see on the street at 8 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old, telling grown people, "Fuck you. I'll whoop your ass," calling you all types of bitches and hoes and pussies. And that is, it's ridiculous. This is why many of these children are getting horribly put to death by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because they are completely rebellious. And you have to remember what the scripture says: rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. And, excuse me. Oh, pardon me. And you have to remember that rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, punishable by death. And seeing as a lot of these children fit these precepts to a T, and they're the most rebellious that they've ever been in the entire history of mankind. Hey, this is why the Lord is turning up these judgments. This is why these little niggas, you find out in these stories, these little niggas are getting cut up. They getting put in stoves. They getting decapitated and put in dumpsters. Okay? The Lord is putting out hey, look what we had here in Chicago. All right? 2 guys coming out of school. The ops roll up, blast both of them knuckleheads and take off. Now you're going to have a wicked ass mama on the news talking about they were good kids. They never did nothing wrong. Oh no, not according to the Most High. Because you have to remember, he said, whoever perished, Job 4:7, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Because you all have to remember, when you read the scripture, you get your judgment when you come back on earth. And when you come back on earth, you live out that judgment. And depending on what you do, when you get put to death, you go back in the spirit world and you get another judgment. And this is how it goes. So this is why many of these young children, as innocent as you think they might be, all right, we don't see what they do, but the Lord sees it. And this is why at the end of the day, when you turn on the news at 9 o'clock in the evening, this is why you're hearing about Tanisha Johnson, 2 in the head. This is why you're hearing about Lamar Jackson, all right, taking out his baby mama's 3 kids, all right, so on and so forth. This is why you're hearing of these things, because the Lord is putting judgment on these little dirt bags, and it's only going to increase. If you little jakes don't get right, the Lord is going to destroy you. And that's all I got to say on this. It went a little longer than expected, but that's okay. Nonetheless, I hope you all were edified. Till the next time, we're going to say shalom.